YouTube? What is up? Uh, Today I got a different kind of video for you guys. It's a video about my story. Uh, from here, obviously, you see my name is Lucky to Be Here. On blog, it's I Can't Walk. It's because I am a quadriplegic in a wheelchair. Many people want to know the story. I tell them bits and pieces. They know I broke my neck. So I thought this would be a good way to tell my story and as many details as I could. If I say anything that you guys don't understand, feel free to ask. You guys know I do not mind. It is not hard for me to talk about this at all. It is what it is. And, alright, here we go. First, beforehand, a little about me before my accident. First off, I had a sport car, and yes, I was known for driving fast. Also, I was a sous chef and workaholic. I worked 90 hours a week. Loved every minute of it because I was able to work, still have a social life, everything going good. Alright, now on to the story. It happened, it just turned September 27th, 2003. It was 12:30 in the morning. I was on my way home early. I was not speeding. It was foggy out, a little rainy. Went to go home early because I had a date the next day, and I wanted to clean out my car, iron the clothes, get a good night rest. On my way home, a deer ran out in front of me. And I know what everyone says, when a deer runs out in front of you, just hit it head on. I'm driving a sport car. The only thing I'm thinking about is if I hit this thing, it's going into the windshield right at me. So I swerved, clipped the deer, and because of the conditions, I hydroplaned, did a 360 onto the other side of the road. The front right of my car hit a boulder, which flipped me upside down in the air while doing another 360, hit a tree, crashed onto a boulder, head went through the sunroof, and I broke my neck. Just so you guys know, it's only about 10 feet into the woods. Here's the wooded area, and here's my nemesis, the rock that broke my neck. Alright, so I got into the accident. At the time, I was completely paralyzed, could not move my arms or anything. I'm stuck upside down with my head between my legs. I have a little sliver of the car that I can see out of, and I see cars passing me by, and I'm like, why isn't no one stopping? Just seeing coming and going. It turns out I knocked out all the lights on my car, and even though I had a bright yellow car, it was upside down. I had the protective thing on the bottom of the car, so there was no glare at all, and I was stuck upside down for 7 hours till the next day until someone found me. Here's the front right of the car that hit the boulder that sent me airborne. And yes, these are bad pictures, guys, but because the way they cut me out, the car doesn't look as bad. And you guys see how bad it is. And there's that. And basically, you guys get the point. Alright, so, like I said, I'm trapped upside down, fully conscious for 7 hours. It's daylight the next day. Someone passes by, had a feeling because it was a high crashed area, went back, saw my car, asked if anyone's in there, crying my eyes out. I'm like, yes, I'm in here, get me out. He says, I'll be right back. I didn't want him to leave because I was just by myself for so long. He was gone for 10 minutes, felt like an eternity. Uh, Fire trucks, ambulance, all that good stuff got there. It took them an hour to cut me out, and I was meted back to the hospital. I had a severe gash on the side of my head. From that, I needed 3 blood transfusions. I was also severely hypothermic, So they had these heat lamps around me and the blankets. I felt like a French fry. Um, Now, from being in there, they took the x-rays. I broke my fourth and fifth vertebrae, severing the spine a little, and a hairline fracture of the third. That's what made the paralysis so bad at first. Um, they had to realign my spine before they could do the surgery. So what they did is they put forceps around my head, hung weights down to align my spine. Now, they said it was supposed to take a day and a half to 2 days. Within an hour, my neck was aligned. They did the surgery. This whole time, I'm in positive spirits. I'm going to walk again. You know, nothing's going to stop me. I get out of the surgery. The surgeon tells my mom I'm going to be totally independent. That, yes, he may be paralyzed, but he's good to go. Out of the surgery, I'm intubated. The surgeon wants it out the next day. The ICU guys say no. Big back and forth battle. I get to the point where I'm like, take this thing out of me now. They thought I wanted to kill myself, which was never the case. I was telling them I couldn't breathe. They're telling me, no, it's just a vent. Turns out I was right. The tube was clogged, filled with mucus, and I was getting only 20% oxygen. So now they have to tell my parents that he's going to need an emergency surgery. He might not make it to the surgery room, and if he gets through it, he will be brain dead because he wasn't getting enough oxygen. They did the surgery, and I had an emergency trach. That's why the scar in front of here is so bad. And when they did that, that damaged my spinal cord even more. Get to that in a minute, but out of the surgery, they had to put me in a chemically induced coma. That way, because of the pain I couldn't deal with. And it's a bad picture, but those were a couple of rows of machines, and there was them on two sides of me. I had antibiotics, all that stuff. Here's a picture that is a guy's hand on top of mine. From the antibiotics, I became what my fellow YouTubers are, husky. I put on 120 pounds of water weight, and while I'm in with the trach, because I'm in a coma, they don't want me to get bad pneumonia. I was on an oscillating bed, which is a bed that rotates you back and forth, so none of the liquid stays right there. While in a coma, I developed sepsis, which is a bad blood infection twice, staph infection twice, and pancreatitis. So I'm in a coma, chemically induced. I missed the whole month of October 2003. Never happened. I get up. I'm now paralyzed from here down from when they had to do the surgery. My hands became hypersensitive. If anyone even went to touch him, it felt like he was stabbing me with knives. It just hurt. And, I can't communicate frustration of that. But I still had a very positive outlook on it. I'm in the ICU for another month and a half because I have to recover from that. A week before I go to rehab, my physical therapist from the hospital came to me one day and told me I will basically be useless, always need to rely on someone, and that my life will never be complete. And I did something that I've never done in my life before. I gave up. And I went to the rehab. Nothing anyone could say would change my mind because I'm just one asshole. So I was in the rehab, got the trach out eventually, the hole closed as soon as I was good enough to go. I said, get me out of here, I'm tired of being in hospitals. I moved back to New York for a year. I didn't want to do anything, just wanted to lay in bed and sleep away. And it took a couple years, but I finally was like, I've seen other people in my situation. I could do this. I can get better. 3 years into my accident, I wasn't able to do this for 3 years. I had no tricep function. I recovered my triceps. Um, got stronger. I still go. I get about 2 to 3 surgeries a year. Some to fix the contractions on my legs, which is a little better. My hip. Um, Initially, I wasn't going to do that. I went in for my hands, to get the fingers open more. But if they go do that surgery, then this thing that I fought so hard to get back, I would lose it. They would have to take the tendons from there to attach to my hands. And being in my situation, the risk is not worth it because then I won't be able to transfer myself. So, that's basically the story as best as I could tell it in this short time. Um, Let me just show you a couple pictures. This is me when I was still in the rehab, my first day out. Got to see my friends. I really needed that day. Here's me again. As you guys can see, I always like to have a good time. Alright? And like I said, first couple of years I gave up. This is how sick I was. See how pale I am? Always needed to be reclined. Those 2 guys in the picture were my roommates. Uh, I got 2 pictures for you. Before my accident, again, you see me, like to have fun. And this one picture is the last picture that was taken of me while I was still walking. And about the whole thing, you guys know I have a positive outlook on it. I am never mad about it. It does make me depressed at times, but I don't get mad because I'd rather it be me than anyone else I know. And the day it happened, I'm glad it happened that day, because like I said, next day I had a date, and if someone was in the car with me, I couldn't forgive myself. Now, now you guys basically know my story. If there's anything else you need to know, or if you feel like I left something out, let me know. Very positive, as you guys all know. Another thing, I joke all the time saying the cripple's here, whatever, this and that. If I'm ever in someone's blog room and that personally bothers you, let me know and I will refrain from doing it. I know my best friend, I can never say the word cripple because it gets to him every time. It's just, to me personally, if I can't make fun of this situation, then how am I going to get through it? That's the way I look at things, and that's it. That's all I got for you guys. Thank you for letting me tell the story, and if you guys made it